Hey, yo, welcome. It is season 2, episode 3 of Hoops and Hash, man. We doing it, and we doing it for real. We are back with an episode 3. It has since been 10 games since we last talked about the Suns, and that is way too long. But when life be lifing, you just roll with the punches or you try to have fun, depending on how life is lifing for you. But it is season 2, episode 3. We get to talk about the Suns. In the last episode that we talked about the Suns, I said, man, at that point in time, anyways, I said the Phoenix Suns, they're 3-4, right? Under 500. But are they the most impressive 3-4 team in the league? Them niggas have gone 8-2 since then. They might have just been the most impressive 3-4 team in the league. I might have been spitting facts. Not always, but sometimes. The Suns look good, man. I think this year's Suns, they looked at last year and they looked at the year before. They looked at how it's been a depressing last couple years in the Valley for Suns basketball. And I think that they have taken every ounce of pride that they have to ensure that this season is nothing like the last 2 or 3. Suns have been impressive. We got important Sun stats. We got little things that are just, emphasizing that the fact that the Suns are playing with a chip on their shoulder. And finally, we're going to end with some Suns predictions. We talked a little bit about it preseason, but we're going to put some things, we're going to document it here on this episode. That's episode 3, season 2, Hoops and Hash. Grab something to smoke. You know I did. And let's get to it. Let's get started. I love that sound. Man, do I love that flicker. That flicker. When you flick the lighter, every time. Now let's talk about the Suns, man. They are looking good. And I think my favorite part about the fact that the Phoenix Suns have looked so good is the fact that everybody around the league is simply trying to discredit the fact that they look good. I know that preseason, I really I felt disrespected as a Suns fan. I think even 6 months ago, if you had asked me what the Suns were going to look like, I would have told you, man, it's going to be depressing, especially knowing that Kevin Durant was going to be leaving. We probably weren't going to get a package that we were actually looking for in that trade. If you told me 6 months ago that the Suns would be looking like this, I'd have told you out your mind. Or I'd have been asking what you were smoking so that I could smoke it too. You know what I mean? Like, the NBA is one of the fastest moving leagues in professional sports. And it's like that's not to dramatize it. I promise I'm not being dramatic. I just think that, aside from the parity that is in the league right now, aside from, the unbelievable talent that stretches from coast to coast across the NBA right now, I don't know how to explain it other than the fact that narratives and whole, like, futures can change in an instant. And what I mean by that is that, going into the summer, I'm like, oh, the Suns are going to be miserable. They're probably going to get back into tanking. And I know that's not something that Devin Booker would have wanted to do, but it is what it is. It's a business at the end of the day. Going into the summer, I thought we were going to be awful until the first couple wins that we got looked a lot different than some of the wins that we got last year. Super early in the season. Okay. Then we won some games against bad teams. Okay. We were expected to lose those games. Now we get a couple of statement wins after Minnesota had that damn meltdown. Fuck the Timberwolves. That was hilarious. I love it. Talking all that shit. They haven't beat a team above 500, or maybe since that game, maybe they have. Going into that Suns game, they had yet to beat a team over 500. How it goes. I think part of what's making this Suns season so fun, part of why we're getting to enjoy this season so much, is because we were told so much before the season that we were going to be awful. No expectations, right? You're right. Suns fans right now, we're not expecting to win a championship. We're not expecting to contend. We're not expecting to win a title this season. But we are expected, now that the Suns players have shown us what they've shown us, we are now expecting that they're going to fight in every single game. They're going to fight through the cold stretches. They're going to fight through the large deficits. They're even going to fight when they're up 15, 18, 22 points. The Suns team, I know that the whole thing that they've been talking about is no quit, no quit. You're right. And if anything else, that's something that we should be looking forward to with the Suns team. What you don't have in talent, if you have will to fight, you can beat talent. It might just be an uphill battle. It might just be a lot tougher than you thought it was going to be. Colin Gillespie and Jordan Goodwin, these are two players, man. They some dogs for real. And I think them plus Dylan Brooks, that energy that they're bringing together, man, it's just different. It's simply different. Getting back on track, man, some important Suns stats. You ready for this? At the time that this podcast was recorded, their offensive ranked 10th in the league, defensively ranked 7th in the league, and their net rating for the season is 10th in the league. Over the last 10 games, the Suns are 3rd in net rating. And that's where people try to discredit it, where it's a strength of schedule. All the Suns can do is play who's in front of them. We have injuries on our team too. We got guys down. So it's like when people are grasping for straws, talking about, oh, well, you beat so-and-so, you only beat so-and-so. Okay, I mean, we're winning these games, and we're also shorthanded ourselves. So I ain't trying to hear it. These new look Suns, man, they are currently 3rd in the league in total steals. They're 2nd in the league in steals per game, and they are ranked 4th in both 3-point field goal percentage as well as 3-point field goals made. So this Suns team is shooting the fuck out the ball. Even without Grayson Allen, Colin Gillespie is shooting that bitch. Shout out Dylan Brooks, man. He's shooting that bitch too. Colin Gillespie, Dylan Brooks, man. Jordan Goodwin getting some too, man. This Suns team, they're making shots. They're making open shots that they simply were not making last season. Devin Booker is going to get you an open shot. Aside from his gravity, his playmaking ability is incredible. As long as these players are continuing to slide or drift or pop, as long as there's movement, Book's gravity and his vision and his playmaking ability, he's going to get you an open shot. At that point, it comes down to making the open shot. This season, we're doing that. Over the last 10 games, the Suns are 8-2. 8-2, man. Again, if you told me going into the season, I guess before we got to hear from Jordan Ott and Dylan Brooks and everybody, I guess maybe I'm ignorant. Am I the problem? Maybe I'm the asshole. If you had told me that at any point during the early part of the season that we'd be 8-2, I wouldn't have believed you. And it's simply because I'm trying to be real about the fact that this team, they're playing like they've been together for 2 or 3 years now. They only got together in the summer. It doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter how talented you are. That's not nearly enough time. Typically, in most instances, that's not nearly enough time to get together and find some camaraderie and gel and trust each other, right? It's not nearly enough time. Just trying to be a realist. It's not for lack of belief in my team. I love the Suns, and I think especially right now they're playing good ball. They're playing really good ball. I think it was just being real about understanding the fact that the West is a very tough conference, and a lot of these teams in the West right now, they've been together 2, 3, 4 years. At least they've had their main core. They've had their core for at least 2, 3, 4 years. This Suns team got together in the summer, and they've been playing together like they've been best homies for years. And I think that should be credit to Jordan Ott. I think that should be credit to Devin Booker and his leadership, but also Dylan Brooks and his willingness. I think his ability, I said in the last episode, to bring some culture. And a lot of people online, if anyone ever hears this, right? People online, they're gonna be like, "What culture? What culture?" I don't think you have to be a champion to bring a culture. If someone said he brings a championship mentality, a championship culture, like, okay, yeah, that don't make no sense. He hasn't won one. But like a winning mentality, a gritty, hard-nosed, energetic culture that you're bringing with you, I think that's something worth noting. And I think that has held up in all of these games. Every single game that he's been able to play in, I think that's held up. Before the San Antonio game last night, Suns had an 18-point lead in 9 straight games. And again, there's a straight schedule. Okay, like these are still professional teams, man. These are still professional basketball teams. Going up 19 on anybody, let alone 9 different teams straight, I think that's a testament to, again, just the trust that this team seemingly has in each other. But also, they were disrespected before the season started, and if nothing else, that's gonna drive them. I think that's driving them. We still have some tough games in between now and Christmas. And so we're going to see a lot of what this team is made of with those games. I think even with, surviving the Minnesota game and then even coming back in the San Antonio game, I think we're showing that mentally this team is just much different and much better prepared than any Suns team that we've seen in recent history. I had tweeted about it, how even, the 2021 Suns, the finals Suns, the Devin Booker, Chris Paul Suns, those Suns, they didn't play like this. Obviously won more games. But if you're watching how these games are being won, how the games are being played, 2021 Suns didn't look like this. And that's not a knock on them. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. I say recent history because I want to make sure I'm including that 21 team. They didn't play like this. Last but not least, on the important Suns stats, right? So Devin Booker is averaging a career high in free throw attempts, also pacing his highest free throw percentage since the 2019-2020 season. I don't know if that's still the case after the San Antonio game last night. I think he missed 2 or 3 free throws. He's had a rough last 2 games. But it's astounding to me that this is his career high in free throw attempts per game. This is his career high. And these fucking zebras are still missing 3 and 4 shot attempts every game. Blatantly, niggas on the baseline or the sideline ref, the ref behind the play. There's 3 niggas on the court at any given time. He's averaging a career high in free throw attempts right now. And yet every single game, there will be a replay where he's getting mugged. And there's no call. And then they look at him crazy when he's looking at them crazy. Like, where is the call? That soft ass shit that you called the other way. Why are you not calling it when it's blatant and egregious right in front of you? Devin Booker, I've tweeted it. He is to date the most disrespected superstar in the league by officiating. NBA Twitter doesn't matter. They already said 75% of Twitter traffic is fucking bots. So NBA Twitter, I really don't take seriously outside of the real genuine people who are down to have debates and talk ball, right? I'm talking about disrespected by the league in terms of how he's officiated. Because I see this nigga get mugged night in and night out. And yeah, again, career high in free throws. Cool. He's still not getting as many as he should be. If he was getting as many free throws a night as he should be, and obviously I can't be objective. I'm a Suns fan. But even trying to be objective, there was a play last night in the San Antonio Spurs game. I still can't find the clip. I can't find the clip. There was a play in the Suns and Spurs game last night where Book drove and he initiated the contact, but he got fouled by two different players on the drive. They called out of bounds on Devin Booker. First and fucking foremost, they show the replay, and in the replay, you see the fouls. One of them, I think, was Champagne. He had his arm wrapped around Book's back, and then whoever the help defender was, I can't even see it. They fouled him going up. So let's just say they decided to ignore the fouls. Out of bounds, it bounced off of Book and then hit Champagne when he's out of bounds. And then they ruled out of bounds because it hit off of Book last while he was on the ground. I don't even know. I don't know. The most disrespected superstar in the league. It's pretty nasty. But we can move on to talking about how the Suns are playing with a chip on their shoulder. The Suns, record-wise, statistically speaking, they look like one of the best teams in the league, regardless of how early you want to say it. I know there's a lot of season left, health permitting. There's a lot of injured players right now, injured stars right now. And surely that's affecting some outcomes. But again, the Suns can only play who's right in front of them. And so far, the Suns have played like one of the best teams in the league, statistically speaking, record-wise. And the eye test has not failed me. We're going to move into talking about how the Suns have been playing with a chip on their shoulder and what that means to the success of this team. All right. So the Suns playing with a chip on their shoulder, man. I cannot express it enough. I tweeted about it either yesterday or the day before, but I want to make sure I go on record. I questioned Jordan Ott's legitimacy when he was first hired on. Not because I had any bias against him, but more so because the Suns owner, Ishbia, while I don't have anything against Michigan State, couldn't care less, I think it begs the question of, are you just hiring your buddies? Or are you doing this team and this organization, your fans, are you doing everybody a service by making this hire, right? Did you really dig deep and consider your options before doing this? As Suns fans, we're naturally pretty skeptical. Jordan Ott has absolutely impressed. He has surely shut me the hell up. Like I don't even know. I don't know how to express just because I not that I was wrong. Like it's funny. Like it's not even that I was wrong, but just I had my skepticism of like, okay, let's see. I guess if you say so, if you're sure, he has absolutely shut me the fuck up. And it's still early in the season. It's still really early. But up to this point, he has absolutely just shut me up and proven me wrong. And time again, he has had this team prepared. This team mentally is not like any team that we've seen again in recent history. It's a completely different mentality out there defensively. It's a completely different mentality out there when shit starts to get shaky. If we're down 20 or if we're up 20, the mentality and just the poise and again, I just keep going back to the camaraderie. These boys out here playing focused, prepared, good basketball, and it's winning them games. I think that's a testament to Jordan Ott. Testament to what's his name, Brian Gregory. We're aligned, right? Alignment. We are certainly aligned right now. And I think that it also comes down to the team having a single collective goal, and there seemingly being no agendas. There's no me ball. Maybe sometimes in the moment, but like ultimately the grand scheme of everything that we've been doing up to this point, it's that there's a rhyme and reason. There's actually play calling, a consistent play style and approach night in and night out, and it's winning them games. Devin Booker, of course, is a great leader. You can hear the team. You can hear his teammates. They constantly say his leadership is leadership. You hear coaches around the league, and of course during the Olympics, Devin Booker is a leader. Hater or not, call it what it is. He's a leader, and I think that him really registering the nightmare that was the last couple seasons, I think he was ready to turn that page and start fresh and move forward with a new team and this new energy. And I think he, alongside Jordan Ott, I think they have really kind of righted. I'm sure that's not a word. They have righted the ship. They have writ the ship. Suns playing with a chip on their shoulder. Son, man, shout out Dylan Brooks, man. Shout out Dylan Brooks, man. I'm gonna try to say this without it, being offensive, but no matter what, it's gonna sound offensive, and I don't mean that at all. I know these teams have been sick to their stomach that this nigga Dylan Brooks keeps dream shaking the fuck out these niggas into middies. I know these teams are sick. I know these teams are sick that he is clamping at the other end and then hitting you with a step back fucking baseline jumper, bro. I know they're sick. They're looking at him like, who is this nigga? And I get it. I'd be wondering the same thing. Shout out Dylan Brooks, man. Over the last 5 games, he's averaging 25 points a game. No Jalen Green, no Grayson Allen. Last night, no Ryan Dunn. No problem. And this last fun fact, I think I mentioned it in the last episode, maybe in the episode before. But this is a friendly reminder that the Suns' projected win total going into the season was 31 games. They were projected to be the second worst team in the league. You're projecting a team with Devin Booker on it to be the second worst team in the league. This is not 2016 no more. This is not 2017, 2018 bum ass 22 games won Suns no more. Every sports book, anybody who actually bet that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you, homie. And I'm saying this as to not jinx it. I'm really praying to God that I don't jinx it, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. Barring a catastrophic injury. Had to knock on some wood real quick. Barring a catastrophic injury, I just don't see it. It's not happening. If the bar was 30 to 31 games and the Suns have already won 11, that means that we are 1/3 of the way there, and we are not even a quarter of a way through the season. The fuck are you thinking? Suns playing with a chip on their shoulder because niggas thought they was finna win 31 games, man. Come on. And there's a lot of season left. Maybe I need to not victory lap yet. But the way that the Suns are playing right now, there's just no way. There's just no way. And I thought that was wild to begin with. Wild. All right. And as for this last part of the pod, this one's a little bit longer than usual, right? We just, usually we stay between 15, 20 minutes. This one's going to be a little bit longer, and that's okay. My preseason predictions, right? So I think I had tweeted it. I know I had said it in group chats. I said, you know what? I actually think this Suns team, best case scenario, I think they could be a 5th or 6th seed. Yeah, that'll do it. Nah, nigga. As we continue to win these games, I'm thinking, there's a chance we might get home court advantage. I think there's a very real chance, a very real possibility. Just if the Suns are looking like this in January, we might be able to fuck around and get home court advantage in the playoffs. We may be able to avoid the play-in altogether. We might have a playoff berth if we are playing like this in January, and I think it's very possible. Again, barring catastrophe, health permitted, right? I think it's really possible. Preseason, I predicted the Suns would be 5th or 6th seed. I think that they have the potential to snag home court. I think it's possible. We just got to keep winning games, though. I can't write checks that the Suns may not be able to cash. I just think it's possible. I really do. Currently, they're only 1.5 games out of second place at the 6th seed, so it's possible. This one, I think maybe it's a stretch because I'm not watching as much of the other games as I could be, but Colin Gillespie, I think, should be in the 6th man of the year conversations. If this is still his output through December, January, maybe February, like I think the conversation needs to be had that, maybe it's not his to lose, but I think that he should be more seriously considered just based on his impact and how he's played with the Suns so far. He has been a light off that bench with Jordan Goodwin, just really looking good. I think that once Book is out of this slump, I think he has a real good chance of making it back to All NBA first or second team. He might have lost a little bit of favor with the media, but I've always felt that the media disrespects him just like the refs do. So he might have fallen out of favor, but if he gets out of the slump and he can get back to that damn near 30-point per game mark and 7-8 assists a game, the Suns managed to get that 4th, 5th, or 6th seed. I think that there's no way that you could turn down at least second, worst case scenario, All NBA 3rd team. So I think he has a chance to get back there. He was off to a blistering start. I think he can get back to that, but he's been slumping the last 2 games. Last but not least, Grayson Allen. I remember last year he talked about how it was nice to use All-Star break to spend time with his family. Understandable. Love a good family man. But with the vibes just being a lot better this season, maybe we find him at the 3-point competition in the All-Star break. I think that would be nice. I think he'd have a great chance based on how he's been shooting this season. I think he would have a much better chance than a better might think he has. But shout out Grayson Allen. Hope he gets better soon as well. He's one of the injured Suns. I don't know when he'll be back. But he's been shooting the leather off the ball. Before he got injured, he was number 6 or 7 in the league in 3-pointers made in the league. Definitely understand that family time, but it'd be nice to have another Phoenix Sun representing us at All-Star break. All right, we are at the end of episode 3 of Hoops and Hash. It's about that time, man. The Suns play the Houston Rockets tonight. Unfortunately, no KD. They said it's due to family matters, so unfortunate that, from a competitive standpoint, it's unfortunate that we don't get to see that little, get back game and, KD returns to Phoenix after the trade. But whenever it has something to do with family matters, you hope for the best. And, that's really unfortunate. Of all the reasons to miss the game, that's the worst. So hoping for the best in that instance and hoping for the best for, KD and his family in that regard. But it is the second half of a back-to-back. We may or may not have done. I don't know. He was ruled out yesterday with the wrist sprain, but them saying it's a sprain, that makes me think he won't be available tonight. Still no Grayson Allen, and I know Jordan Ott. He made sure that he kept it close to the vest, but he was teasing maybe Mark Williams being out too, but just playing it by ear and seeing how he felt last night in the San Antonio game. So hopefully it's still good hoops. I'm hoping it's not a Rockets blowout just, due to fatigue from the night before being on a Sega Baba. Always hoping for the Suns to win. I'm hoping for good hoops. Definitely expect in episode 4 much sooner than later. There will not be 10 games in between episodes because in that case I'll only have 8 episodes, almost like I did last season. Can't happen. Won't do it. We got to stick to it. I appreciate you pulling up and giving me your time, lending me your ear for episode 3 of Hoops and Hash. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that there were some points made that you felt you could agree with, or at least felt like you could argue with me. Love to talk Suns. Love to talk good hoops as long as it's in good faith. Go Suns always. We out.